going on, guys? Boss6 here, back to another video, and today I have an hour review for you guys. Today I'm going over the latest studio offering from Lucifer with Lucifer V. This album comes out on the 26th of January of 2024. It is released on Nuclear Blast Records. This is the band's 5th studio album overall. And this band did form in 2014, and it's kind of a myriad of different other members from different countries. Like there's some from Germany, from England, from the UK early on, and then later became Sweden. It's a whole lot of different, diversity going on with this band. Now, I have heard of this band because I have heard of some samples, and I've heard that this band's heavily influenced by Black Sabbath and like early 70s rock, and I'm very curious to see what this band was going to do. And it kind of was on my radar in terms of some albums being released. Now, this band may be more noticeable for Johanna Anderson and her husband Nick Anderson, which many of you may know from the Helicopters to Death Breath to a little Swedish death metal band by the name of Entombed. So, yeah, Nick doing HM2 Swedish death metal to doing hard rock. Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see the different dynamics going on, at least with this band. So again, I have heard of this band, and from some songs I have heard, it actually sounded pretty damn good. And when I heard they were making a new album, I was more than happy to check it out. So, without wasting time, let's get into the album now, shall we? We kick off with the opening track, Fallen Angel, which immediately has this really, really, really nice 70s vibe to it. Like, you can instantly hear, like, the Doors, a little bit of Rolling Stones, but mainly it kind of feels like Kiss and maybe a Ghost with a little bit of that songwriting, a little bit of that, not really that poppy kind of vibe, but more of that hard rock vibe. But you can hear a little bit of that doomy influence, especially by Black Sabbath. And really nice opening track that's very catchy, and it really kicks off the entire album in a pretty good light. And then immediately we get into doomy territory with At the Mortuary. Media Black Sabbath vibes with a little bit of a Candlemass and maybe a little bit of a pentagram, maybe St. Vitus kind of vibe to it. But it's straight up 70 Black Sabbath, maybe a little bit of maybe Volume 4 or maybe Sabbath Blaze, Sabbath in a way. And I absolutely love that vibe that it went for. And it's very, I would say, a little gothic in some regards, maybe a little bit of Sisters of Mercy kind of vibe to it. In terms of the vocals, now in terms of musically, it's very Black Sabbath style in terms of the guitar tone, but the vocals are very like kind of gothic, a little sexy at some points, especially on tracks like Riding Reaper, Strange Sister, and Immaculate Heart. And Soul Dance in a Crypt as well. And I will say the songwriting's a little odd on this album, but it's kind of unique, like especially on Riding Reaper. I don't know what it's talking about necessarily, but I mean, to each their own, I guess. Maybe they're wanting to ride the Reaper. I don't know. I'm not here to judge if you're into that. But I really do like how it's very melodic. I really love the melodies on it. And the melodies, they range from dark to beautiful, like almost instantaneously. Like, you get those dark melodies, especially at the Mortuary, and The Dead Don't Speak. But then you get those more pretty and almost croon-like vocals on Soul Dance in a Crypt, Strange Sister, and A Coffin Has No Silver Lining. Those like melodies in particular really have that very beautiful, somber-esque kind of vocal hook to it, and I absolutely love it. And with Soul Dance in the Crypt, again, very catchy, very melodic, and again, that freaking doomy riff is just absolutely amazing. But we don't get like into the heavy stuff until The Dead Don't Speak. That in particular, huge Alice Cooper vibes. Like, yeah, it could be the fact that maybe the Dead Don't Dance off the latest Alice Cooper album, Road. Yeah, maybe some, I guess, song title similarities there, but huge Alice Cooper vibes. And that's kind of like out throughout the entire album as well, too, that I've kind of noticed that. I don't know about you guys, but I got a lot of Alice vibes off of it. Mainly from his like later stuff to his like early 70s stuff, even the Alice Cooper band themselves before he eventually became solo. I really got those vibes out of it. And again, very, very, very well structured songs, like Strange Sister in particular. Really, really, really nice catchy melody at the very, like at the middle portion, and it's really damn good. And then on the last track, Nothing to Lose But My Life. You think a song like that may be very dark and depressing, but it's kind of upbeat and catchy. And again, I love the upbeat melodies of it. And I think it's a very well structured song. I think it's very, oh man, like it almost has like a Deep Purple kind of vibe to it in some regards. But then again, that's like throughout the entire album. Like you get like a little bit of a Kiss meets Ghost kind of vibe in terms of like the organs and the synths in the background. But you also get your more hard rock and doom metal moments like Black Sabbath, The Doors, some like, again, more Candlemass and Pentagram-like vibes. But you also get some Deep Purple and even Alice Cooper-like vibes on, again, like tracks like The Dead Don't Speak and Nothing to Lose But My Life. Really damn good songs. It's not a long album. It's like about, if you don't include the Halloween and the radio edits about the Mortuary and Immaculate Heart, this album's about 43 minutes at most. And hell, the longest track of the Mortuary is over 6 minutes, and it doesn't really waste your time at all. Now, I will say there's also some kind of Thin Lizzy-like vibes on this album, like Slow Dance in the Crypt and mainly Immaculate Heart, in my opinion. But that does kind of lead to a negative I do have. Immaculate Heart didn't really do anything for me. I just felt like it didn't really go anywhere. And if they could have like taken that track off the album, I think it would have benefited a little bit more. But it's not bad. It just didn't really do a whole lot for me. And I think the song is a bit repetitive in some regards. But it's still decent for what it is. But it's by far the weakest out of the entire album. But all in all, I think this is a really damn good album. I love the production on this album. It's, again, very 70s. Again, very 70s. And it sounds exactly how it's supposed to sound. And the band's fully embracing it. Again, it does experiment with that doom metal vibe, but it doesn't go full bore with it, which I wish they kind of did a little bit, but I understand why they didn't. And all in all, I think the band's just having fun with this album, so I'm going to give this an A-. I fairly enjoyed this album. I think this is the second best album I've heard all year besides the new Saxton, but I feel like it might... I feel like an album like that, like an album like this, like it's kind of like right here, but you know, maybe my opinions might change, but who knows. I think this is a damn good album. I was highly anticipating this album, and it really didn't disappoint in all ways. So yeah, all in all, I'm going to give this an A-. So folks, what did you guys think about Lucifer 5? Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment, tap that big subscribe button, and tap the bell so when I upload, you guys will be notified. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Most importantly, join the herd. Talk to you guys next video. Peace out.